Hello, everybody, and welcome to the qualifier play-in, which, if I win, will qualify me for another qualifier, which, if I then win, would qualify me for the Arena Championship. It's Wilds of Eldraine sealed, best of 3, a format I have played a ton of, so we're going to be doing our best to get 4 wins before 0 losses. It's time for a flawless run. Let's see if we can pull it off. Let's dive on in. If you do enjoy this sort of thing, this high-stakes limited event, let me know in the comments. I'll make more of them. I'm also streaming this on Twitch live, so if you are interested in that sort of thing, you can check it out. So we have Ashiok and Lord Skitter. It's going to be hard for me not to play black in some capacity because these cards are both great and sealed. Then there's a Goose Mother for if I wanted to go Soul Tide. There's Song and Heartflame Duelist if I went red. So I think I'm going to try to play black base, but in sealed, it's really about making sure that you have Defense of the Heart is okay. It's making sure you have strong commons. Like every card has to be solid and sealed if possible, even if you don't necessarily get to play all of your rares. So that's going to be my goal, is make sure every card in my deck is solid, and then I'll move on towards the more like, oh, this card's like this color, like make sure every card is solid and then bias towards my rares if I have enough playables. Because if I have like no other black playables, maybe I can't even play black, though. That's pretty unlikely. But sometimes it's not really worth sacrificing having playable cards. So let's just see. I'm going to quickly go through this pool and identify the cards in each color that I really want to play, and I'll do this fairly quickly. So like on this page, the only card that I really want to play is the Heartflame Duelist. If I can play both halves of it, Kellen's Lightblades can be okay. On this page, Stockpiling Celebrant can be really good in the right shell. High Wielder is okay sometimes, but aggro is really hard to build in sealed unless you have enough 2-drops and stuff. I have found that red-black aggro can get there in this format a decent amount of the time, but yeah, this page doesn't have any crazy good cards. And then that's all of our white. So as you saw, not really a ton of good white cards. And this can be fine as a red card with sometimes splashing the white. Kellen's Lightblade's the only real reason to potentially be white. Blue, Hatching Plans is fantastic. Blue's a little bit weaker, but the card draw does make it a little bit better in sealed than it is in draft. But like Spell Stutter can be okay. And Hatching Plans. Johann Stopgap is fine. Ice Out is good in sealed because Counter Magic is good. Draw spells are good. So a little bit of decent blue here. And then a Buyer's Attendant. So blue's okay, but again, I don't really have a crazy good blue rare other than Goose Mother. So yeah, let's look at black. I like Fairy Dream Thief. I like Baronauti, especially in sealed. I like Rat Out, especially if I have I like one copy's like the sweet spot. Feed is fine. I really don't like Wicked Visitor. Lord Skitter, Sweet Tooth. Horseman gets better in sealed. Scorn Coven, Ashiok Fairy Fencing with a few fairies. So I might even play like Stingblade Assassin if I'm really feeling like I need an extra playable. But black has some good cards. Like you can see, I've got like good removal spell, bomb 5-drop, good value card, solid 3-drop, good value card / bomb, removal, some cheap spells. So black is looking pretty good compared to the other colors. So hopefully even without the bombs, black would have more stuff going for it because it has like solid value cards and some removal. Whereas like blue has like some card draw and like, but just overall like a little bit lower card quality. I don't know. Without like if this was another Sweet Tooth Witch and this was like a solid 5-drop, I think black would still look pretty good. Red. Ranger, variable how good it is. Depends on how many 4-powered guys you have. Torch is really high priority. Ratcatcher is great. And Frantic Firebolt is great. So I like those in my red so far. Witch Stalker Frenzy is fantastic. Cut-in's fantastic. Song of Totenance is fantastic. Two-Headed Hunter, pretty solid. Edgewall Pack, pretty good. So my red cards are just great across the board as well. Let's double check on green before we finish off the pool. Leaping Ambush and Commune, not a huge priority. Okay, decent. Green is looking quite poor, other than Gingerbread Hunter, which is great, and Agatha's Champion, which is great. I also have Greta, Goose Mother, a couple of Ginger Brutes, a Prophetic Prism. So right after looking at this pool, my inclination is to play red-black and then use the Prophetic Prism as a way to splash Gingerbread Hunter potentially casting off color and the Heartflame Duelist casting off color, because I can just cast the black or red parts of those spells respectively, and then in the late game sometimes Mize a Prophetic Prism activation. So I don't think my green cards are very good as a whole, which is why I don't really want to go Goose Mother. My fixing is pretty much lacking, non-existent, so like playing 3 colors isn't really doable, but I have great red and black cards, so we're going to do that. And we'll probably not play Ginger Brutes, but we can consider them, so we'll put them in for now. I don't like this Porridge card. We are just going to add pretty much every red card, because pretty much every red card is great for me. We might not play all of the red cards, but we will at least add them for now. We aren't going to play Kindled Heroism, though. And then Dream Thief, Rat Out, Baronauti, even though we don't have that many fairies, even just having 1 or 2 is still good. I don't like these black cards at all. Could play Feed, Witch, Fell Horseman, Spell Scorn, consider the Stingblade Assassin, especially with my rats, Ashiok, and Fairy Fencing. And keep in mind, this is best of 3, so I will be able to adjust things, sideboard, do all that stuff. So this thing wants me to play some green cards, but I don't actually have to play any forests here. I can just be like, okay, I've got my prisms and stuff like that. I'm slightly heavier on red. I have double black card, but it's a late game black card. But I'll just put a 17th land and then figure out the mana at the end. So like this one prophetic prism lets me play potentially Gingerbread Hunter in the late game. Oh, I also need to add in my one white card that I wanted to add, which is this thing. Because I think 3 mana, deal 3 to anything is pretty good, especially because if I do have my prism in the late game, I can cast it. So how is this looking? First of all, I'm going to check my creature count. This is 18 creatures. I can definitely afford to shave on creatures. One thing you don't want to do is make sure you have like not enough like cards. Like Song of Tottenance is going to give me like counts as another creature functionally. And then another thing you can do, if you're doing this in paper especially, it's a lot easier, but you can just like start without any cards in your deck and then add cards gradually until you like reach your deck. So like one thing it's a little harder to do on this mode, but like I can like showcase that strategy as well. Because making cuts is sometimes harder than just like adding in all of the good cards and then like figuring out what your last couple slots are. Because I'm like kind of doing that on the fly here, where it's like I'm just making sure I have all the cards that I'm definitely playing over here. I think Baronati is in that category because I have Fairy Dream Thief and the Coven to make it a little bit better, and it makes my Fairy Fencing better. So Baronati's good here. Daredevil definitely a maybe. Fell Horseman's a maybe. So pretty much these are all the cards I'm guaranteed to play if I go for this build. I have my removal spells, my quality 3-drops, my quality 4-drops, my good values plays is another 3-drop essentially, my values plays, my bomb rares, my great 2-drops, my good 1-drops. So you'll notice 46 cards. I have to make 6 cuts from these cards on the right. And the first thing I like to think about is curve considerations. So like for starters, is my deck an aggro deck? I have like 2 2-drops. I'd rather play Ratcatcher Trainee for the 3-mana mode probably. So I don't think I'm really an aggro deck. How many like young hero rolls do I have? I have like 1, and that just goes fine on a rat token anyway. I have plenty of creatures. I'm going to cut the Gingerbreads. I'm not really that aggressive of a deck. I only have 2 2-drop creatures though. I think I would like to get up to a 3rd in the main deck. So the question becomes which 2-drop is better. Would it be better to play a Boundary Lands Ranger or a Grand Ball Guest? Now, Grand Ball Guest is great with like Lord Skitter. For getting in some attacks, it's good with Sweet Tooth Witch. It's good with Ratcatcher Trainee on turn 3. It's good with Ashiok can enable it. This card can enable it. So there's a lot of cards that can enable the Grand Ball Guest. The Boundary Lands Ranger, meanwhile, is only enabled by 1 card, sometimes this card in the late game. So I don't think I really want Boundary Lands Ranger, especially if I'm not playing the Minecart Daredevil, which Minecart Daredevil is much better if you're attacking. It works well with rats, and I have a few rat makers, but I don't really prioritize Minecart Daredevil here. So I'm going to cut the Minecart Daredevil. And then I think I will include the Grand Ball Guest, just so I have another 2-drop. It does have synergies, as I mentioned. I think I will include the Rat out. But I think my 3-mana removal slot is pretty full. I've got this Heartflame Duelist, the 2 Firebolts, and this card has 3-mana removal, so I don't think I need Feed the Cauldron, which is deeply mediocre. That gives me room for Fell Horseman, which I do like as a way to buy me back my Lord Skitter if it dies, or get back a Gingerbread Hunter in the late game when I have my Prism. Edgewall Pack is another solid 4-drop. And then Stingblade Assassin is kind of a marginal card. Definitely something I don't have to run, but can be nice as another fairy for the cards that care about that, and also just turns my rat tokens into removal spells. So I think that is going to be the way I build my deck. Hopefully that makes sense to you. And then I have plenty of flexibility in the sideboarding to like sideboard an extra 2-drops if I need them for aggro or things of that nature. But that is going to do it for the build. Let's make the song our artwork, and I will see you folks in the games. If you have been enjoying my channel and would like to help support my content, you can do so at patreon.com/NicolaiBolas. Patrons gain access to some exclusive rewards, like access to my tier list and some bonus content and things like that. But also the Patreon funds help me continue making high quality videos on a consistent basis. So if my drafts or my draft guide have helped you win a couple more booster packs or helped you have more fun playing Magic, then you can support my content and help me continue making these videos by becoming a patron. Huge shout out to those patrons who support at the credits level. It really means a lot to me. But without further ado, let's get to the games. Welcome to round number 1. We will play first. And we have a very solid hand. Easy keep here. I forgot to double check my black versus red mana at the end. So I'll do that after this game. Make sure I'm in good shape. The question is, do I want to just run out a turn 2 Ratcatcher trainee? I don't even think the answer is yes. Well, I know how many of each I have, Twitch chat, but I'm trying to figure out if I should have like more of each one. I'm just going to pass the turn. I'm not going to be able to pressure them super much with this hand. I'd rather just get the 2/1/1s, get the value. I put myself on the defensive a little bit here, but I'm just going to kill that. It's a very clean answer. Prevents them from putting an aura on it or something like that. They have a trainee. Makes sense. I'm going to trainee of my own, and then I'll be able to cut in one of their creatures on my turn, hopefully, and be in pretty good shape. I have plenty of removal spells here, so what I'm going to do here is try to build a scaling threat, maybe force them to use a removal spell of their own. They're going to probably sack their Candy Trail, I imagine. But this way, my rats are going to just be better than theirs. I'm going to have a growing rat threat. I make my Frantic Firebolt better. Next turn, I can go Ratcatcher Trainee into Firebolt, potentially. Or just use Stingblade Assassin if they do have a blocker. They're going for the cut-in line themselves now. That's fair. This will kind of remove my last kill spell. Am I okay with that? I think so. They have 4 cards in hand. My Stingblade Assassin is still going to do work. I have more removal in the deck. They don't have Rat out. That's good to know. They have a Gingerbread Hunter. Okay. I will keep that on top. I'm really hoping I get to go block Rat out here. Or block probably Stingblade Assassin because it's more mana efficient. Do I care if they get a rat? They're just going to play this guy now. Oh, that's way better for me. They won't get a rat if I kill my creature because this spell will fizzle. I'm going to gamble here. I know they have one card in hand. I think I can probably block their Sweet Tooth Witch with Lord Skitter and shrink their guy. And if they don't go for that attack... Okay, that's game. Okay, so we saw Rat out. We saw some removal spells. That was tough how that one lined up. They have a lot of removal, though. And they have some stuff of their own going on. Let's just double check my colors real quick. I think red is... Okay, it's pretty much dead even. Which means I probably should lean towards black because I have more black early game. So they have a lot of early game removal. Feed the Cauldron could be good. I don't really want X1s. I don't really have any X1s. I definitely don't want Stingblade Assassin. Not only do they play around it, but it's also just really bad against them. Because they have Rat out. And I will bring in... I think Minecart Daredevil. It just hits pretty hard. Like if I play this on turn 3, they can't really block it that well. They have their young rat trainee or whatever. But I think I can win this one. Good hand here. We've got our Prism, which is really a good card to have for us. They're mulliganing. This is a game we should be able to win, but it does depend on how everything lines up, of course. Definitely just playing my 2-mana 1/3 flyer. Rat Colony, okay. I'm just going to hold up my Frantic Firebolt. I'm not going to play my Prism. Play this so this thing can get in for an extra point, gain me some life. They don't have red mana, importantly. They get rid of that. Interesting. I wonder if they have +1/+3. Yep, they do. They do not. Okay. The fact that we share all the same colors makes this card way better against me, which is kind of annoying. Okay, so they played one of the cards, which was a land. Do they have +2/+1? Gingerbread Hunter, sure. That'll be really good. The gain life plus that thing. No attacks. They get to make 3/1/1s, but I do get to kill their guy and keep my guy. So they hit 2 lands from me, but neither of them red. If they have rat out, this is really bad for me. Ooh, that's good. I play Ashiok. Plus, they can hit it for 3. That's a really good draw, actually. Because I actually now have this removal spell. Because of Baronaughty. I know I could have killed Gingerbrute there. Yep. I'm just going to do that. It's so mana efficient. I know I don't gain the 5 life from that guy, but that's okay. Start by plussing. Okay, I will take... Cut in. Exile that one then. Play this, so if they have rat out, it's not the best for me, but now I can like potentially use my cut in to gain some life. Exile their Gingerbrute Hunter. No attack. I still have Fairy Fencing up, which is good. There we go. There's rat out. Nice. I'm just going to exile that. I'm going to make a land drop this turn. I think he's just got a bunch of red cards in hand. And I'm just going to try to kill him before they can recover. I appreciate that, Boro. That's kind of you to say. They definitely don't have a combat trick. I'll hold back a guy to block them. If they do have a combat trick, I even have Fairy Fencing up. And they can't block anyway. Now they're dead next turn. We know they drew that for their turn. They have this thing. I basically wanted to get the young hero onto this guy to get it out of rat out range, because that just makes a big difference. I also had nothing else to do that turn, and I have pretty much endless cards from the Ashiok at this point. So we're not always going to get those games where they mulligan, miss their color, and get screwed. But it does potentially mean they don't have a lot of fixing and stuff, that they had to keep such a sketchy hand and might have mana issues going forward. Knowing that they have a couple Gingerbrutes, I'm going to bring in Feed the Cauldron on the draw. It's just better than Minecart Daredevil. I could also technically like not run Edgewall Pack. That is a bit of a slow card as well, and like play this guy over that. I think I'll do that. I think Edgewall Pack is just too slow. Don't really just want a random 2/2. Let's run it like this. I think a 4/2 still lines up well because they kind of have to deal with it. It just hits way harder than a rat, and that's kind of what you want. You don't want the rats to be able to like outrace you. So it was kind of scary there for a minute. Okay. I think on the draw this is a keep. I just need to hit one land and it works out perfectly. I've got a couple removal spells. Feed the Cauldron's good if he has his rare 3/2 rat. Got the Duelist 3 mana removal spell. Song for if I keep drawing lands. And I've got my 4/2 to play out. 4/2 plus double strike. That does some damage. This hand obviously does need to draw one land, but we have plenty of those in the deck. And on the draw, you're very likely to get there, like over 3/4 of the time, I think. Okay, they mulliganed. And there's Lord Skitter. Not quite a land, but it's a very good card to play on turn 3 if we do hit the land. Okay, so they get a swamp, which means they might not have green mana this game. Okay, they might not have... Okay, well, we have our answer to that guy. The magic gods are just making us sweat this to the max. Because we will definitely feed the Cauldron this. We just need to make sure we hit our land drop. Not quite, but we'll take it. Hopefully they don't have a combat trick. But we don't really have any other options here. We technically could have done that on their upkeep. Which would have been better, for sure. I definitely should have done that on their upkeep. Boom, there's our land. You always play Skitter pre-combat. So that is a mistake. I should have done that on their upkeep, and I'll write that down on my little sheet that I upkeep, but kill. Just because I want to improve, and that's an easy way to improve is just make sure you note when you mess something up so that you can then easily check back and be like, oh, that's something I could have done better. No need to beat myself up about it, though. Just be like, okay. Because in a lot of cases, you don't want to give them an extra draw step, but if, say they had a combat trick like +1/+3 there, and they drew a land, they wouldn't then be able to play their 3-drop after saving their guy from removal. I guess they would technically hit me for more damage if they did have a combat trick, and I did it on their upkeep, so that is like the downside of it. But if they have like make it ferocious, it's still bad for me no matter what. Okay. Attack with everyone. Gosh, if we get to save our guy. Oh my gosh, it's devastating. We could have just let the rat die, but why? Why? No need. We can just keep our guy alive. We could have just played a 4/2 or something. Oh my gosh. Dream Spoilers, eh? Dream Spoilers is just not a magic card in this set. 4 mana 2/2 is just too small in every case. I'm happy to trade 1 damage for 1 damage, like not leave my Baronauti back. Because I'm way ahead on the race. And I have a burn spell that does 3. So I think they're just dead here. They fight my Lord Skitter, I attack them, deal the exact 3, burn them out. Always good to know that your cards that can go face. I could also win with Song of Totenance, I know that as well. It's just so satisfying to win with Burn. Got the win in round 1. Very satisfying. Very satisfying. Nice. See you folks round 2. Welcome to round 2. Easy keep on, easy go first decision here. And a great keep. Prophetic Prism doing great work. One Prophetic Prism makes a huge difference in decks. I found that the pools where I don't have a Prophetic Prism are meaningfully worse because this card is all of a sudden not a 2-for-1. Like, even the fact that I could just draw a Prophetic Prism in the late game to make it a 2-for-1 is a huge difference. This hand is a bit heavy on lands, but I have some great ways to spend lands in the late game. They've mulliganed twice. This should be a pretty easy win because if you have a functional hand and your opponent mulligans twice, you should do well. I just have a bit of a cold, nothing serious. Okay, so they kept on the draw a hand with Warehouse Tabby. Interesting. Double Warehouse Tabby, okay. So I guess they have some enchantments and they're hoping to like mise me out with that. I'll take the extra 1 point of damage. Sure. Kill the biggest threat. If this dies, I'm actually okay with it. I figure they have at least one enchantment kill spell, like a stab wound to make a couple 1/1s. Because otherwise I assume you'd put back the Warehouse Tabby. Yeah. My life total is not really in jeopardy here, though. Because this card's just going to gain me a lot of life. They might have one more good spell here. Ginger Brute, okay. We'll deal with that guy. I'll gain 3 life. This card doing great work. I don't want to use my last removal spell. I'll save it for their final spell or whatever. I'm going to save it. Oh, that's great. Nope, 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 nope. Remember, we do it on upkeep. We do it on upkeep now. Okay. Great. Okay. Upkeep gamers. If they attack me with both, which they probably will, I can kill any creature they play. Huge. Yes. Got the win. So we know they have billions of X1s, which makes any 1 toughness creature a huge liability. I think I'm just not going to main deck the 3/1, because the 3/1's just been pretty bad. Yeah, I know they had no cards in hand, so it didn't matter, but it's like getting in the habit. Gonna cut the Stingblade Assassin. Maybe I should just be main decking to feed the Cauldron. And we know they have Stab Wound. We know they have a couple 1/1s. Let's just run it like that. Just very small changes. Oh, I'm not beating myself up at all. I'm just saying I'm trying to be more optimal. It's like if I was Reed Duke, what would I do to improve? And the tiny things do make a difference some percentage of the time. So it's better to think about them than not. I'm glad that I predicted they had Stab Wound, because otherwise why the heck are you keeping 2 Warehouse Tabbies? They're such a low impact card. Okay. I think I play the Guest here. I don't want them to be able to Stab Wound a Barrow Naughty. Princess takes flight. Okay. Whatever they target with this, I'm going to try to zap. If they rat out their own guy, it might actually be pretty good there. It stops me from getting my Flame Duelist later. But I can't actually play the Flame Duelist that consistently. Okay. Looks like they might not have any way to bargain this thing. And if they don't have any way to bargain it, then I'm in really good shape. Because I'm just getting my guy back in that case. Oh, baby. Prophetic Prism is great. I'm just going to play my Edgewall pack. There was some consideration to doing nothing in case their only card is Candy Grapple. But it looks like they didn't draw a bargain spell, or they had a Kellen's Light Blades or something. And now I'm in commanding position of this game. Because I can easily just trade this off. That's like an easy block. If they have a combat trick, sure. Sure. They did have the Kellen's Light Blades. Yep. I'm going to make the Rat a young hero. It plays worse around Rat out, but it does give me this, like, upside of my now having 2 relevant creatures. Next turn, I'm going to be able to enable Celebrate on this so I can attack past a Conceited Witch. Glass Casket. Now they exile my Rat token instead of my Grand Ball Guest. Tabby, okay. We'll draw, see what we find first. That's a great draw. And this actually is a reasonable thing to do, not playing the Heartflame Duelist. It gives me insurance against them having a combat trick, lets me kill this on their end step, and also lets me potentially gain life off of this right away. That is something that was slightly worrisome at one point in time. I'll even be able to pump my guy, though, so it's not a huge deal. I haven't seen any discard from them, so I'm just going to keep playing my game. And I can gain 5 life at some point, so that'll really offset the stab wound, and then this thing can just start attacking. I hope they just play this thing here. Yeah. They clearly have spells in hand, because otherwise they'd play their 5th land, I think. But here I just gain my 5 life. Huge. Max pressure, get a Celebrate going.
Go and drink deep of sorrow.
I don't want them to block my Heartflame Duelist. Shouldn't have attacked with Baronati. That was just a misclick. Boom, got there. Stab Wound is not Morgul Knife Wound because with Morgul Knife Wound, you could always just exile the creature. Stab Wound, it always does the thing. Anyway, 2-0. See you folks next round. Welcome to another round. We'll play first. This is a mulligan. And this is a keep. A little bit on the weaker side. Not too many spells, but we have all the lands we need, so we'll be fine. Definitely going to save the Ratcatcher trainee. I'll lead with this. Like if I nab something with this and Okay, I don't know why everyone's playing Warehouse Tabby these days, but I'm here for it. I'll take that. Thank you. With so many lands, I'm just going to try to get max value out of my Ratcatcher trainee. Just get my 2/1/1s. If this was a higher impact 2-drop, I might be more tempted to, like, kill it. But it's a very low impact, like, attack in, but it's a very low impact 2-drop. Scarecrow Guide, sure. That's really good for me. Because now I can attack them for 3. And it's always good to know whether your deck is the sort of deck that wants to play out every land. And my deck certainly is, because I have Song of Totenons in my deck. So if I ever draw that, I want to have as many lands in play as possible. So, like, I want to, like, just empty my hand, pretty much. They got rid of a 6-drop, which means they're probably light on lands. So they have all spells in hand, is what I assume here now. Diminisher Witch. Sacking that. Oh my gosh, that's shocking to me. Can't believe they did that. They just got rid of a real card. Sure, no blocks. Chip in for 1. Play my 2/1. I think we're in okay shape here. We have a lot of good spell draws. This is an easy block. Sure, they could have a combat trick, but, like, it's too good of an opportunity to pass up. Okay, sure. Okay. We'll ditch a land. Now we're empty-handed. Do we have a single bargain card in our deck? I don't think so. Oh, no, we have the Magma Spray card. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think I still just try to trade. If they have another one of these, at least they won't be developing their board. And I think I just gained a life. Yeah. Thank you so much, Blue Fang, for the subscription. I really appreciate that. Dealing with their 3/4 flyer is going to be tough. They have 1 spell left in their hand. Okay, that's bad. But it does give me some outs. I believe Song of Totenons is an out now. Because they'll probably just attack in. I chump block here. They play their 3/4. And then I can top deck Song of Totenons for the win. Song of Totenons. Boom, baby. Let's go. So this is x equals 6. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We did it. We got there. Get wrecked. Haha, yes! Woo-hoo. Actually, we were dead on board. That's super funny. It's even funnier because we were dead on board. So the thing is, our opponent, this is the exact sort of like small edge that you want to be able to pick up on in your games. But my opponent had me dead on board. I had no cards in hand, and they definitely could have gone for it. Instead of playing their 5-mana 3/4 flyer, they could have sacrificed their Hopeless Nightmare for 3 mana, done 1 damage to me with this, and then killed me with their Sweet Tooth Witch. I didn't see it. They probably didn't see it either because I was at 4 before, but then this thing died and the Cursed Roll went to their graveyard. But I was definitely dead. I just realized it. So that's sometimes why you don't surrender even when you're dead on board. You have to make them do it. But yeah. So they have Archive Dragon. They've got a decent number of sizable creatures. They've got an X1, so I still want my rat out. They don't have a lot of their own small guys, so this could be a matchup for Stingblade. Could also just be a matchup to run it back in. But Stingblade is really good against the Archive Dragon because they always block with that thing because they always feel bulletproof at that point in the game. But maybe I just chill. Just play it back the same way. Yeah, we'll just play it back. Especially on the draw. On the play, maybe I'll bring in the card because I'll be attacking more. Never didn't have it. My gosh. Song of Totenons. That was nice. It's basically like throwing Lava Axe in that situation. Literally same thing. Song's one of the strong things about Song is you can just attack in like multiple turns in a row with your tokens. Okay, well that's not a keep. This is a keep though. I'm going to put back a land. And sure, I have a 4-drop that I can't cast now, but like by turn 4, I'll draw a land. Do I want to just kill this now? What could punish me? They could go for a Wicked Roll token on this and I blow them out. But they're not going to do that if they're good. But are they good enough to do that? Because I'm going to do this eventually, and I might just take 1 point of damage. And as we can see, 1 point of damage can really matter. What combat trick could they have in black, though? Not going to block. I know they have -4, -0 in their deck. Hopeless Nightmare, sure. Definitely ditching Fell Horseman. Am I actually? No, I'm going to ditch Edgewall back. Because I have a rebuy on it. I think they have -4, -0. Now they're just going to do it to save some life. I guess I should have all of this post-combat. So I'm fairly confident they have -4, -0 because they made the attack in, offering the trade, and then they did nothing with their turn. I'm glad I discarded the Edgewall pack the first time. If they have the 3/4 flyer and they just play land 3/4 flyer, it's kind of bad for me. Okay. Two to the top, okay. So I assume I'm going to take 2 here, go to 9. This cursed roll is going to go away at some point. So I'm at 9. I could just make 4 rats, attack them with everything. This guy can chump block the 3. And now I have another blocker that can block that guy. So they have their 5th land to play their 3/4 flyer. So I'll happily block here, because it can buy me a lot of time. And if they have the 3/4 flyer and they use it here, then I kill them, right? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, they definitely die with Xaxes here. So if they use it as a combat trick, they die. And this could buy me some extra time. Potentially. And if I draw a land, then I'm lethal through a blocker even anyway. High Fae. Okay. That's bad for me. That is bad for me. I didn't know they had that card. Now I need to draw my removal spell to kill their High Fae. Oh, so close. So this is the one play. I have a play if this doesn't work where I can just kill their High Fae Negotiator. Maybe I shouldn't have attacked with the Fell Horseman. There's a very low chance they block it. I know I could have Toad Nonce for 1 and killed their guy. Yeah, that's game. Okay, game 3. Game 3. Maybe I should have traded with Wicked Visitor with my Ratcatcher trainee instead of their 3/2. The 3/2 would have hit me harder. I did consider the Toad Nonce line. I was going to do it post-combat because I wanted to do the Frantic Firebolt thing and the other way instead. So I know they have multiple flyers that are kind of hard to attack into. Which makes me kind of want this guy. Their discard spells are annoying. Let's hope we can get there. We're just gonna try to have a we have mulliganed both games, and we won the first one, lost the second one on the draw. So being on the play, hopefully a functional hand this time. Should be good. Though to be fair, to win game 1, we did draw pretty well. Okay, we'll keep this. We need to draw 1 swamp for our Ashiok. We do have more swamps than mountains. And we'll just keep it going. I've had some bad opening hands. I haven't had bad draws per se. I've had some very good draws. Song! Though that last game I might have won on the play. So, might still be going to a game 3 situation. Perfect, now I can cast Ashiok. Nice, we have all the mana we need to cast it. Some removal to keep the board empty. Oh, I was hoping to see you, Scarecrow. That's not a scary card here. Don't love using my premium removal on that, but it's fine. I have a chump block I can line up. Okay. They killed my 1/1.
Even the grandest ideas start small.
I have a lot of rats. And I've got card advantage. Yep.
So much drama from which to choose.
I highly doubt they have -1/-1 because they would have used it. So I'm very confident going for this. Let's just play the 5/4. It's a menace creature. Yep, they gain some life. They clearly don't have a removal spell, I don't think. Now they're dead on board. This wouldn't have put them quite dead on board. If they find a kill spell for my 2-headed hunter, I still can hit them for 5, and then hit them for even more the next turn. It might have been better to just go wide with rats, though, I will admit. Chump block this thing, keep my Ashiok. Oh, perfect. I get to do the same thing I wanted to do anyway. I'm not going to go for the exile play. And I know I could have gone for the Ashiok, like -2, make 2/1/1s, and then it would have gotten counters on them. But keeping Ashiok in play is just insurance against them having like a -1/-1 for my team or something. Cool, we're into the final round. See you folks there. Welcome to the final round. This is where it's more important than ever to be patient. Take my time, think about things. Easy keep, though. Oh, awesome. It was so nice playing against you. You savagely crushed me, though I did keep one of the sketchiest hands I've ever kept against you as well, which did not work out. But yeah, that was fun playing against you, Gen Master. Okay, they're playing black-red as well. So if I was them, what type of card would I have? I'm definitely just going to play my Baronauti. It plays around deal 2 and sets me up for fairy fencing next turn as a potential, like, play Grand Balgast, fairy fencing something. Oh my gosh, if they just tap out for Giant next turn, I'm going to have a field day. Okay, Sweet Tooth Witch, sure. Just going to do this now. Make my extra food token. And set up my Frantic Firebolt to be better later. Perfect. Gravity Giant. Nice. Let's see how this works out. Nice. I'm doing that one because I want to get my Grand Balgast down so that my removal spells will like start doing more damage. Because like now I have 3 power, so every time they play a card to try and block, I can hit them for an extra damage, extra damage, extra damage, extra damage. I know this is scaling, but this also scales, so I can use this to kill the next small thing. This maybe even. Okay. That card does stabilize them quite well. I'm not going to try to get fancy and keep attacking here. They've got plenty of life. I've got plenty of life. They just play a small creature. I Heartflame Duelist it, and then I Frantic Firebolt their big guy, and we're back to being in okay shape. They also think that they're the aggro now. They also have all spells in hand. Okay. Do they have +2/+1? Why didn't they play this pre-combat and use it? How do I want to do this? I think I want to... They're going to... I can't actually cast the Heartflame Duelist, but if I sack this, they're going to put the thing on the Gingerbrute, and then I can kill the Gingerbrute. And I think that'll tap them out of using +2/+1. Yep. And this way I do get my rat token. And this way this goes to the graveyard, which I actually want. Like, I want my deal 3 to fizzle. Because if my deal 3 fizzles, I can get it back. And it'll go to the graveyard to buff up this thing. Oh, they're bargaining their deal 3. Wow, what a crazy stack that was. So I don't get my rat token. Everything dies. Okay. Kill that. I feel like I'm in good shape here because I have a creature now, so I'm ahead on board. We both have all spells. I've got this card to get back my deal 3. If they make me discard my hand here, that's really bad, but such is life. Okay. Immodanes, sure. Land would be good for me here. Nice. No reason to let him get black mana up to play like Not Dead After All or whatever. They still have 2 spells in hand because they didn't play a land. And if I draw Prophetic Prism, it's a great draw. And now I just get to keep knocking them. Oh, baby. Nice. Play this guy, -2 so that I can trigger a Celebration. I feel like if they had a Heartflame Duelist, they would have killed my Grand Ballgast. Okay, Candy Grapple, okay. Because there's not a lot of direct damage for Planeswalkers, I don't think. Blow off steam, okay. Yep, they should have done that afterwards, because this did go to exile. I'll stay out of range of another one of these guys. I think we're very shortly going to be up a game. Yep, we're 1 game away. So we know they have Candy Grapple. They have a deal 1, so I definitely don't want to bring in my 3/1 flyer, because even just 1 card can punish that one, which is why I think it's a very, very marginal sideboard tech. They have Grapple, they've got Torch, they've got some X1s of their own. I think I like my configuration. It's been going really well for me so far. I don't think I need to change it. The 1 Prophetic Prism is so good in my deck. Just having one makes like all of these like Gingerbread Hunters and all that stuff. Like we won a game because we had Prism 1 game to just play our Heartflame Duelist. I like that 1 sequence was why we won the game. Because I went for the deal 3 first, and then they sacked their guy, so my Heartflame Duelist went to the graveyard so I could buy it back. If I had just gone for the -1/-1, they would have then sacked their guy. And maybe it would have worked out the same. But maybe not. Because if I'd gone for if I'd gone for -1/-1 on the Ginger Brute, they would have maybe sacked it, and then I deal 3 to their guy, and my Heartflame Duelist goes into exile. Because having it go to the graveyard was such a key part of that, and by targeting the guy that they could sacrifice, it was guaranteed to work. And they can't know that I want it to go to the graveyard because they don't know that I don't have that much white mana in my deck. I'm really happy with how this has been going. Not just because of the winning. Obviously, that's fun, but I feel like I've been kind of in the zone, like kind of reading the signals of what's going on in the games. It takes a while to get to that point in a format for me. Like when they kept the 2 Wicked Tabbies on their mulligan, and I just knew the only card they could really have that made sense. Another great hand on the draw. Rat Out is great against some of the stuff we've seen, like their Veteran. This card's always good. This card's good in the opener. So what hand do they keep that goes like this? I mean, again, they might have deal 2. They don't have any early game. They're getting priority, so they probably have the deal 2. Okay. So now Frantic Firebolt is like a card that I want to enable. This will be fine for me. They're going to play their Imminent Recruiter this turn. And I'll get to Rat Out to eat one of their knights. Keep my Baronauti. Sure. Maybe they don't go forth this turn. Again, I kind of want them to sack this token. So my guy goes to the graveyard. Mm-hmm. So they have Candy Grapple now. Unironically, Prophetic Prism, one of my best draws now. This is a long-term play. I'm going to get my guy back. Play my Fell Horseman. Next turn I'll play this and hold up Witchstalker's Frenzy. I'm okay if they get to do that. They get 1 food. Nice. Mm-hmm. mean, if they give this to me, I'm taking it all day long. Rat for 2/2 is a great deal for me. I'll take another 5 points of damage all day long. And I still have this food to gain some life. No blocks. Sure. I can crack my food. I can play this for 2 mana if they play like their Imidane's Recruiter. I think I'm in good shape here. They're gaining some life. They only have 1 card in hand. I have a much better board state, I think. Any Prophetic Prisms are great for me. I wish I had a flick a coin to make a treasure too. That would be good. The key is going to be if they go for like some all-out attack here or something. Okay, that's bad for me. Dang it. I'm surprised they let me make that trade. If only I'd been a little bit less greedy and I just held my guy up. It's not looking good for me. They just play a land and I'm in deep trouble. This is where an Ashiok would have been a really good draw, but now it might be too late. I'm thinking it is too late now. Because, like, I don't know. I have to block this guy now. I go to 2. Yeah. Yeah, not good enough. Game 3, I guess. If I had a Prophetic Prism that game, I would have been able to win. That's how it goes. Yeah, in a grindy matchup like this, drawing more lands can be a really detriment. So maybe I should have sideboarded out a land on the draw. But still, you don't want to have to mulligan. My deck is very mana intensive. I've got good mana sinks. I think I've been doing it fine. Yep, I think I'll just run it back. Don't see a need to change anything. I've got plenty of value cards, plenty of 2-for-1s. That was just unfortunate in how it lined up, where they weren't attacking with all their creatures, and then I had to 2-for-1 myself in order to get the Lord Skitters thing off the battlefield, so they wouldn't just take over. If I'd held up my deal 5, I could have max punished them, but I instead played I don't want to let them know that I have, and so I kind of have to play my adventure guys. Maybe I could have not played whatever else I played that turn from my hand. So I can hold up the deal 5. Yeah, that would have been better. It would have played around Wicked Roll, too. I don't remember what I played for my hand that turn, though. I just know that trade was not good for me. Cost me the game. I will mulligan this. And I'll keep this. They're also mulliganing. That's good. This is just going to come down to who draws some nice value. I've got lands and spells here, though, so that's all I need. And then the cards will fall as they may. Be a great time to draw a Lord Skitter. Okay. It's a little bit risky going for this because they could just have a Wicked Roll for their Gingerbrute. I've gotten punished by that a lot. Another Gingerbrute. Okay. We'll put them on the defensive. Gingerbrute does not hit very hard. So they're mana screwed and I'm mana flooded, but they have only one color. This is where I would love to draw a spell that's really good. I think they're running low on gas. Is the hope. They only have mountains, so. I really have to hope they don't draw a swamp. That was a great draw. Wow, I can't believe they blocked the rat to do that instead of blocking this guy, because I would have trampled over and completely embarrassed them. No! You're kidding me! Okay, so are they dead? They block 2, they take 5. They're close to dead. Wow, we're going to lose this game, aren't we? Oh, they hit the swamp. I'm so sad. Oh well, I played my best. I think I did everything correctly this game. Man, their Gingerbrute play actually saved them big time. Because they would have taken, I guess, only 1 point of extra damage. Time to manifest Heartflame Duelist. I'm manifesting Song of Totenance. I've done it before. I don't know how they win the game if I just block this thing's attack. They're dead now, unless they have another play. But in that case, they can't sack the food. So we might still have this. Oh my gosh. Is this going to be 1-drop into something? Oh my gosh. And another land from me. It's just unreal. They live at 1. I am so good at this game. I cannot believe I'm going to lose this. I just couldn't draw a spell down the stretch. Gosh darn it. Sure, I fired off my stuff, but I had to. It was my only chance. And now I'm going to lose to stupid Scream Puff because they had a 1-drop to go with it. Wow. What if they just had all mountains in hand and no spells? I'm at 3 life, by the way. I totally forgot that I was at 3. I haven't even looked at my own life total. Yes! We got that! Oh my gosh, we even drew the last land! Oh my gosh, I literally didn't even know that I was at 3 life. Yes! Oh my gosh! What the heck was that? That was one of the most strangely intense games I've ever played. Oh my gosh, I think I drew 1 spell that entire game. No, 2 spells. I drew this guy too. I drew 2 spells that game. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, what were they hitting me with? Oh yeah, they were just hitting me with like these things and stuff. I did use a deal 5 on this guy, but I think I had to in order to do enough pressure. Oh my gosh, what the heck was that? I just couldn't buy a spell. Oh my gosh. Also, yeah, that was absolutely insane. Well, what's done is done. We got the win. That play where they sacked their Gingerbread to gain 3 life, I wonder if it would have just been better to trade for the rat. The fact that they went for the chump sack on the rat instead of my 3/3 was insane, because that 1 extra life point really mattered. So maybe they just traded, because I was hoping they'd chump sack on the other guy. That's why I didn't use my thing. Wow, we got there. Got to the 4th win to qualify for the qualifier. So I'll be back making that video. That's exciting stuff right there. And qualifier weekend entry. Join in the early morning. Get those games. Get those dubs. And I'll see you folks there. I mean, this deck was crazy. We top decked the Song of Totenauts that one game perfectly to win the game. We had that intense final game, everything on the line, where I was like drawing all lands. We had the Prophetic Prism to win us the game with the Heartflame Duelist. Duelist was great that one game with the Fell Horseman. Lots of synergies there. We learned a little bit about whether to play Stingblade Assassin. Correct answer, no. Rat Out was great. Overall, really sweet deck. Ashiok crushed some people. What a run. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you made it all the way till the end of the video, leave hashtag hashtag singing in the comment section down below, because I love to sing. This card was super clutch, and we did some cool stuff with it. And also, yeah, there was just a lot of clutch cards in this run overall. Anyway, that's going to do it for this one. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to support my content, you can do so via Patreon, but also just watching is really awesome. And if you want to join the free NicolaiBolas Discord server, watch the Twitch stream, all those are linked in the description down below. That's going to do it for this one, though. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you next time.